Hi, everyone. We're going to get started soon. Welcome to the Love Advantage. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, so glad you're here. Get started. I'm excited to share with you another Facebook Live on the most popular topic ever, which is where to find a really great guy. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, please don't tell me to go hang out at a bar or at a bowling alley or at a rodeo. I don't know, maybe you want to do those things. But I imagine that if you're here, you're mostly frustrated with the experiences you've had so far. So really, this is a topic that I love because it's all about really the spiritual aspects of where we can find a really great guy, because it really is an inner job. This is so much all about what it is that we believe and what's happening inside of us that even allows our beloved partner to show up. So I want to do a little bit of a demonstration, which is also a preview for a webinar that I offer, which is Find Unicorn Love. No more losers, find unicorn love. And that is where I take this even deeper. So I want to give you a little sampling of this so that you can kind of see, okay, I get that this applies, and then really be able to take it from there. So the way I like to describe this is through what is called the dating drama triangle. And this is actually a psychological tool that comes from a man, I think his name's Steve Cooperman, and he calls it the drama triangle. So I'm going to draw a picture so that you can see what I'm talking about. Because when we're in this triangle, this dating drama triangle, and this is how we are experiencing dates, how we are experiencing, who we're attracting, how we are responding and reacting in our relationships, that when we can name it and acknowledge that, oh yeah, I do that, then the freedom and the healing that comes from that is that you have this awareness of it. So then you can then take steps to evolve beyond it. Okay, so the dating triangle is right here. Oh boy, focusing. So you see there's 3 points. So I am going to, move this and draw. So the first point I want to talk about is what is called on the drama triangle the victim point, but I refer to it in the dating world more as that place where we feel hopeless. We feel like, when is this ever going to happen for me? Why am I always attracting jerks and losers? It's just always happening to me. I never can find a good person. There's no good ones out there. It's too late. It's never going to happen. That kind of feeling. If you feel at all hopeless or feeling like you want to give up on love, that's this kind of hopeless. Wow, it's hard to write upside down. Let me try. Hopeless point. This is very cryptic. So this is victim, hopeless. So that you can't even read that. But anyway, listen to me. Victim, hopeless is up here. And so you know, if you felt like that in a relationship, even now, just type below, yes, I totally feel like giving up. And maybe you feel like the world is just not supporting you. That is really a cycle of this drama triangle. And I'm going to tell you how you can get out of it, because really every part of the drama triangle is really feeding from an early wound from your lifetime, maybe even from lifetimes before that. So if you think about like your past relationships and just kind of notice what you've said when you've left those relationships. Oh, he's such a jerk. There's no one gets me. Like any of those phrases are going to kind of pinpoint where you were in the cycle. So now I'm going to go to another point, and that is the point that I would refer to as the people pleaser, the enabler, the what else would it be? It would be the rescuer. So if you've been in relationships where you said, you know what, I can fix him. You know, my love is strong enough that we're gonna work this through, or you've kind of settled for someone who doesn't really match you, but you're really wanting to make it work. That's this point, which is the people pleaser enabler. And often, so in this position, the problem for you is that there's an avoidance of our own healing that needs to happen. I just wrote on my finger. So you may be avoiding your own emotions and just wanting to dive in and make this all about the relationship and really kind of control it. And let me just preface all of this right now with, I have felt all three of these points and been in all three of these points, and I still find myself jumping in and out of these points. So this is something that is kind of a continuous practice. So are you the people pleaser, the rescuer, the enabler? Notice that about you. That will lead to relationships that just aren't ever going to be satisfying, because we're coming from, once again, a younger part of ourselves that is trying to work from a younger consciousness, and work through wounds that through avoidance, like really just avoiding your own stuff. So then the third point is called this is sort of the, in just plain terms, this is what I would sort of call the man hater. And you can also call it the angry, resentful spot, or they call it in the psychological triangle the persecutor, because really it's when we are saying it's not my fault, pointing the finger. You know, men are always like this. They just want women for sex, like whatever thing that we say that's blaming the external world for our problems. And it comes from inner anger and resentment. So you may have had experiences that are unresolved, and the real remedy of this one is being willing to experience self-forgiveness and healing and releasing inner anger. So summarizing, there's my triangle. We have this hopeless one that needs to actually in order to feel healed, feel like you can generate some trust and faith. So that's the healing that would be required there, is building up that trust, really recognizing that the universe is in support of you. So rather than asking, why is this happening to me? Well, poor me, look at how crappy everything is. I always get screwed in my relationships. Guys are always jerks, blah, blah, blah. That requires some real healing around developing the belief that your future doesn't mean that doesn't have to match your history, and that you can move beyond and create something and develop a relationship with life where it is in support of you. And then the second one I talked about, the people pleaser, rescuer, enabler. This one, the healing there is understanding that, you are worthy of love, you deserve love, and that you can create healthy boundaries and get practices and teachings and support to heal those wounds that say, I'm not enough. I have to prove myself. I have to make people like me, and look at how I can fix you, and like, let me help you. And coming back to yourself in a way that you can have that compassion and love for yourself, so that you're healing the wounds that keep you in that pattern of rescuing and people pleasing. And then the third one is, where there's inner anger and resentment. And sometimes we don't even know that that's happening. But what we do know is that it's like, this is men are jerks. You did this to me. They're all like this. There are no good ones. There's a lot of finger pointing. It's a finger pointing action. So from this one, the healing is really about self-forgiveness. So being able to learn practices and healing that allows you to forgive yourself and to forgive others, and come into just peace with yourself and peace with your life in the world. So how do you, when you notice you're in this triangle or in a moment where you're doing one of those things, get out? And this is where I put a big heart over here. And this is where unicorns gallop through the pasture. Da-na, 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 da-na. Ooh, no, 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 no. Because this is what I call unicorn love. Or in my teachings, if you've received my free guide, Find That Great Guy, and you can access it on my website, theloveadvantage.com. But here, this is where I talk about being a love superstar. And how do we do that? We are willing to take personal responsibility for our love life. We are willing to ask and receive support. So love coaching, therapy, whatever. But I, of course, am not going to deny that I'm going to recommend love coaching if you specifically want to create a meaningful, loving, long-term relationship. Please reach out to me so that we can talk about, what it takes when you take a stand for your love life, and what it would look like for you to experience support on a regular basis and receive a custom design plan for you and your love life, so you can have that kind of relationship you've always dreamed of. And so you become creating the habits that support being in this spot, and where you're just observing these other spaces and not getting caught up in them. So I called this Facebook Live, Where to Find Your Great Guy. Well, you find it right here. Because when you are living and loving and being present with yourself in a way that is supportive and kind, then you're opening up space for you to be able to receive the best possible relationship. So when you're stuck in this dating drama triangle, I need to put crazy eyeballs like woo woo. When you're stuck in this cycle of exhaustion and madness and really lack of self-love, really, then this is exhausting. And this is where, you know, if you're attracting people from this space, you're going to find the unavailable guy, the mediocre relationship, the settling for someone who just delivers crumbs to you. You know, maybe you never know when you're actually going to hang out. It's really not cool. Or players, maybe even married men. People who aren't going to ever support you, because when you allow this to be your default, you're not supporting you. So here's what I teach is how to be here. And let's just write unicorn love. And I say that if you haven't been following me for a while or ever, unicorn love is when you are in the kind of relationship that you really never thought existed before. So this is like, oh, wow, this finally happened. You know, this is an elevated, this is an adult kind of grown up loving relationship. Wouldn't you agree, Gary? Hey, everyone, say hi to Gary. Gary, see, he knows, because, see, this is the thing. Like, he was in a kennel for 9 years. He had a lot of difficult experiences over those 9 years. So he knows. He was in the victim. He was in the anger. He was in the people pleasing. Now he's in unicorn love. So he totally understands what it means. Hey, wake up. He's not interested right now. So anyway, this is where you feel secure in yourself. You're confident in who you are. You've healed those past pains and traumas from other relationships. You have gotten super clear with what it is that you ultimately want to create in your love life. And you have the patience and the true cellular level belief that what you want is possible, and that also that you deserve it. Because I know that many of you, like me, I mean, I struggled with this for a long time. I just felt like I was too weird to have what I wanted, that I was too much, that I had to really dumb myself down, that I had to really be someone that I thought a guy would like. And so therefore I was hiding and didn't even really realize it. I just thought that was the way you had to do it. I just gave up on myself. I just thought there was no way anyone's gonna like me. I'm too short, I'm too flat-chested, I'm too weird, I'm too funky, my nose is too big, my chin is too small. Like there was every reason why who I was in the way I was just way not good enough or too much. So in that dynamic, I was constantly trying to play a role of, okay, what do I think a guy would like? So I tried perky, I tried bragging about my successful career, I tried, being mysterious, I tried everything. And guess what? I spent decades continuously failing in my relationships and feeling like I had to spend all this time to recover over and over and over again. And then as I got older, that just got harder. I saw my friends getting married and having kids, and here I was collecting chihuahuas. And it made me feel like there was something inherently wrong with me, that I was broken and that I had to potentially just give up. I thought at one point, well, you know what? If I work really hard, I can really force myself to believe I can stay single and be okay. And honestly, that just was so painful in my heart, because that's not what my soul truly knew was possible. I mean, because ultimately, what I want you to know right now is that no matter how many cycles of this or how much you relate to the drama triangle, that really this is just a habit. There's nothing actually wrong with you. And that really it's about just coming more into you and being able to just be you more and more every day, and then having support and strategies that actually will move you forward on your path to love is a really important part. So I am here to invite you to reach out to me if you are really feeling this and feeling like, you know what, I really do want love in my life. And I encourage you to just move from your heart. Don't make this about, oh, I have to logistically figure out, well, maybe I can't invest in myself, or I can't spend time on this right now. I mean, let this be a divine message for you. If you have been struggling with love and you've been longing for this and things aren't working out, how is this not the time in the space to get help? And, one of the challenges with being in this cycle is often it's hard to receive help. Often it's hard to make a decision. So that just tells me that, getting support and understanding how to live your love superstar, to be ready and open and cultivate the conditions within you and your love vibe to have and receive unicorn love, is so important right now. So I am going to invite you to my other webinar, which is Find Your Unicorn and Fall in Love, No More Losers, which takes this even deeper. And I'm also going to invite you to really ask yourself, is this something that I'm just tired of putting up with being single? I'm tired of settling for single. And if that's the truth, then let's get on the phone together. Let's figure out, what love coaching would look like for you, and paint that amazing picture so that you have the resources and the self-love and all of the things that you need to experience not only building an amazing relationship, but also just building the life that you deserve, which is also very unicorny. So, hey, I'm so happy you're here, and please share your comments below. Where to find your perfect guy? Well, it's in the unicorn pasture, and I can help you get there. So thank you. Blessings to all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving this. I am so happy and honored to be able to serve you. See you real soon. Bye. Gary says bye. Gary, don't be rude. Say bye. Gary.